Welcome to this episode of The Effects Loop. I am your host, Jay Byrne. Today we're going to talk about gas. No, not that kind of gas. We're going to talk about gas, gear acquisition syndrome, and other observations. There'll be other stuff in this video that I'm going to talk about as well. This is sort of like a guitar therapy session today. If you guys keep up with my channel and you watch my videos, you'll know the last video that I posted, actually the last two, I think it's the last two videos or the last three, within the last three videos. I was looking for a shredder style guitar, and I was just going through guitars, man, like water. I had this Music Man JP60, which was a great guitar. Developed some issues with the pickups after about a week. It probably was a wire, however I wasn't going to get involved in it. I just figured it's within its return period, so I'm going to return it. And then I decided that I wanted to go with the Scott Ian King V, because I really wanted one of those, and I mean, I just wanted one. And I had it shipped to me, and it was in good shape. It showed up in good shape. There were a couple things that I wasn't exactly too pleased about though, after playing it for a couple of days. I loved it at first. The Jackson neck, at the top of the Jackson neck, if it doesn't have a Floyd Rose on it, or a locking nut, the strings don't really sit properly in the nut. In order to get the strings properly in the nut, I would have actually had to replace the nut with a slightly larger nut, groove it, and get the strings in there. It would have been kind of a process. It wouldn't have been a big deal, and for somebody who knows what they're doing with that stuff, it's not that hard. You could have done it yourself. I just wasn't going to get involved with it. I mean, it was, and in all honesty, I wasn't the hugest fan of the pickups. The pickups sounded nice, but they were ceramic pickups, and I'm not a fan of ceramic pickups. Ceramic pickups have this thing that they do, that I noticed, where they pick up every little noise on the string, or every little anything that the guitar makes. So in order to quiet the guitar while I'm playing, I would have had to put some kind of foam probably underneath the front and the headstock in order to keep it quiet, so that I wasn't getting like a weird ping 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 every time I played a note. Now I don't know that these are issues with the quality of the guitar. I think these are more issues with what I like as a guitar player. And that leads me to this discussion about gas, okay? Gear acquisition syndrome. I had to reevaluate, because I was up to 6 electrics, 2 acoustics, and a bass. And I'm looking at all these guitars and I'm saying to myself, this is a lot of work to maintain, for one. All these guitars are a lot of work to maintain. And what do I play? Like when I go to play a guitar, what guitar do I pull out of that closet and actually play? Well, I like a Telecaster. You know, my SQUIER CLASSIC VIBE 60s Telecaster, that guitar it's kind of a love-hate thing with me, because I really like it. I love the look of it. It feels nice to play it. Sometimes I feel like there are things about it that are a little cheaper that I should replace, that I should fix. That's probably just me. That's probably just me thinking that. But I probably will eventually replace the pickups. I had replaced the bridge on it. With a Wilkinson bridge, and that made a pretty big difference in the tone of the guitar. Would I want like a legit Fender? Maybe. I mean, I don't want to be the type of person that cares about what's on the headstock. And I kind of don't. I don't care. I just want, there's a certain level, a quality of playing when I pick up a guitar to play it. I want it to feel a certain way and to play a certain way. And I've been able to work out the action on the Telecaster to get it down to the point where I'm pretty comfortable with it. So honestly, the only thing that's next now would be the pickups. And if I do the pickups, I'll probably do the pickups and the hardware. the pots and stuff, do it all at once. And then it'll be like a freaking custom shop guitar, because I made it that way. I love my Les Paul, my EPIPHONE Les Paul. I love my 335. I did happen to notice that with the 335, that because it has the split coil thing, which I don't use that often. But I did notice if I split the coils, I can get that thing to sound really close to the Gretsch that I had. I also have a Strat, a SQUIER Strat, a Classic Vibe 50 Strat. I've come to the realization I'm more of a 60s style Strat guy than a 50s style Strat guy. And I wasn't loving the pickups in that particular guitar either. And that guitar was heavy, it weighed almost 9 pounds. For the price that you pay for those guitars are awesome. And you could buy that guitar and that could be your only guitar and you could be happy with it forever. It's fine. But something about it was bugging me. Because, I mean, I come to realize that I enjoy playing a Strat. Even though I was never much of a Strat guy, I actually enjoy playing a Strat now. So, I decided I wanted a nicer Strat. So I did end up with something else. There will be a video about it. The V's gone. The Gretsch is gone, which is a big one. I sold my Gretsch. I can't believe I sold my Gretsch. But it wasn't getting played. It was hanging on my wall as like a piece of art. It was a gorgeous guitar. It's set up perfectly. It played perfectly. I would recommend those guitars to anybody interested in a Gretsch all day long. That thing was awesome. If I could have afforded to keep it, I would have kept it. But I mean, I'm not a sponsored channel. If I want stuff, I have to buy it with my own money. I have to sell something else to get it. Things get rotated out. But this is where the gas thing comes in, okay? Where it's like always feeling like you need something else. You need something different, something better. Like this isn't as good, or that's not as good. Maybe I need this pedal instead of that pedal, or this pedal's not the greatest, but this pedal's the same thing, but it's better, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, it all doesn't matter in the end. I went from 6 electrics down to 4 electrics. Because I sold the Strat and I sold the Gretsch. And I took the money that I sold both of those guitars for to buy what I think is a much nicer guitar. It's a Strat style guitar, an S style guitar, and I'm not going to really get into it in this video. That's for another video. This video we're talking about like gear acquisition syndrome, or I'm mentioning it at least. And talking about how I came to the conclusion that I don't need more than 4 guitars. Do I want more than 4 guitars? Oh, hell yeah. I want 7 guitars, 8 guitars, 9 guitars. I don't care, I want them. But do I? Because the more guitars you have, the more maintenance you got to do on those guitars. So, I mean, just this last week, I was changing all the strings out on all my guitars, and I'm like, this is a chore. Like, this is a whole week process. Each day, a new guitar, set up, clean up, changing the strings, doing all that stuff. I play all my guitars. I play every single one of my guitars on a kind of a regular rotating basis. And now I have 4 electrics, 2 acoustics, and a bass. Do I need any more guitars? No. Do I want one? I kind of want an SG. But you know what? My 335 can do a pretty good SG impersonation. I was all concerned about getting a shredder guitar, and I wanted a guitar that, that I could shred on and play. I got my Les Paul, and you know what? That Les Paul sounds great with distortion. It does. It's not lacking in anywhere as far as playing heavier music on that Les Paul. wanted to change the pickups, I could, but I don't. I think the pickups in it are great. The pickups in those EPIPHONE inspired by Gibson models are actually really good pickups. The pickups that were in my 335 aren't even from the inspired by Gibson line. They're from like a year or so before, year or two before, and those pickups are awesome. Those are actually the best pickups I have in almost any guitar that I have. So now I got a Strat S-style guitar. It's not an actual Strat, but it's an S-style guitar. My Telecaster and my 2 EPIPHONEs, my Les Paul and my 335. And honestly, that covers musically every territory that I need to go. Now, here I am trying to justify getting rid of stuff and all that stuff. I don't know who I have to justify it for. I have to justify it for myself. That's it. And will I buy another guitar someday? Maybe. Is it going to be like a shredder style guitar, like a Jackson or something like that? No, I don't think so. I went down that journey, and I don't think those guitars are for me. I just don't think it's me. Maybe it was me when I was 20 or 16, but it's not me in my 40s. And can I get the heavy tones that I want to get out of what I have? Oh yeah, good enough. Far and plenty, you know, it's not a problem. So, there it is. Do I need all this stuff? No, I don't need all this stuff. Can I afford all this stuff? No, I can't afford all this stuff. And would I rather just have a handful of really good guitars that play really well, and that, you know, I go to play a certain style of music or a style of guitar. I want a Strat style, I go for my Strat. I want a Telecaster, I go for my Tele. If I want, you know, hard rock, heavy metal, I go for my Gibson style guitars. And they don't have to be hard rock, heavy metal. It could be bluesy rock, it could be my 335 and stuff like that, or my Les Paul. Yeah. It can drive your brain crazy. And this is the whole point of the gear acquisition syndrome thing. Like, you always feel like you need something better or something different. I don't have this kind, so I need this. I don't have this, so I need this. I don't have this, so I need this. It can drive your brain absolutely nuts after a while. And it makes more sense to just stand back and look at what you have. Evaluate it. Like, you know, you got 10 guitars, okay? Take a look at those 10 guitars. Say, which guitars do I play? Yeah, I don't want to get rid of any of my guitars, but you know what? Do you play all those guitars all the time? If you do, great. If you've got the money just to have them hanging around because you want to have them hanging around because it's a thing for you, it's a collection, great. But I don't have the money or the space to just have endless amounts of guitars just hanging around all over the place. So for me, I need a handful of really good guitars that I think play good for me, that I'm comfortable with, aren't plagued with little tiny issues that I constantly have to be on top of. This is an internal struggle for those of us who deal with this kind of like guitar acquisition syndrome thing, or, you know, gear acquisition syndrome is what it actually is. Yeah, man. So yeah, there we go. That's all I want to talk about this week, because you know what? That was what's on my mind, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about. We got a couple videos coming up with a few things that I got laying around here that I want to make videos about, and my new guitar, which I'm very, very happy about. We will be making a video about that, and I'm sure if you pay close attention, I mean, you'll see it in this video. You know what it is. I'm not going to say what it is, but you know what it is if you know guitars, and it's freaking awesome. It's like the best guitar I've ever bought. So, factory, without any changes whatsoever. So, that in mind, I will see you next time. My name's Jay Byrne. If you like this kind of content, like, subscribe. Actually, liking my videos is important because apparently YouTube promotes the video more if it gets a lot of likes. So please like the video. That's very important. If you like the video, share it. Comment about, you know, give me some of your own stories about OCD, obsessive compulsive buying habits as far as gear is concerned. It'd be interesting to read. Yeah. And like, comment, subscribe. I need more subscribers. But anyway, I'm Jay Byrne. This is the Effects Loop. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Take care.